Well, we'll begin on Monday in Borno State, where the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, visited victims of Goza twin suicide bomb attack, receiving a treatment at the Borno State Specialist Hospital in Maiduguri. He assures them of support from the federal government.
It's been 2 days since victims of the Goza bomb attacks were brought to the State Specialist Hospital, Maiduguri. Today, the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, is here alongside top government officials in the state to see how the victims are recovering. He personally interacted with the patients here. The Vice President is clearly saddened by the incident and assured of the federal government's support to take care of the victims.
The House of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is with the victims, and he specifically instructed us to come and offer our condolences and commiserations to the victims of this incident. We are here with the Director General of NEMA, and the acting governor have been working round the clock to provide succor and support to the victims.
The Vice President disclosed that about 32 deaths have been recorded from the attack.
To most sincerely register our profound gratitude to the Borno State government, to National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and the State Emergency Management Agency and ICRC for rising up to the challenges of the times and giving their best.
The VP assured of plans by the Tinubu-led government of forestall future occurrence and guarantee the safety of lives and property. At the moment, the death toll has risen to over 30. 16 were discharged, while 26 are responding to treatment. Normalcy has since returned to Goza town, with security operatives on patrol and residents going about their lawful business.
And also on Monday, the Nigeria Customs Service paraded a large cache of arms and ammunition intercepted at the Onne port in Rivers State.
It is one of the largest seizures of illegal arms by the Customs Service. Officials placed the shipment under surveillance from its destination in Turkey after suspecting illegal activity.
We followed diligently as the importer of this container attempted to circumvent our procedure through the outlet of a private bonded terminal. The suspicious container was subjected to thorough physical examination. The result reveals the following alarming contents. Number one, we had inside the container 844 units of assorted rifles.
It is a major breakthrough in the government's effort to curb revenue leakage, but more importantly, its implication for national security. Some persons have been arrested in connection with the shipment, but their identities were not made public. The Customs Service handed over the seizure to the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, whose job is to trace, document, store and destroy illegal weapons.
By consolidating our resources and coordinating our actions, we can prevent any risk of diversion or loss of these arms and ammunition.
Authorities have promised thorough investigation to unravel the motive, the sponsors and end users of these arms.
Well, the House of Representatives on Tuesday mandated its Committee on National Security and Intelligence to investigate the twin bomb attacks that killed dozens of people in Goza, Borno State. And this came a day the Parliament called on the federal and state governments to do more in curtailing the outbreak of cholera in the country.
A minute of silence yet again for victims of the recent twin bomb attacks at a wedding and funeral in Goza, Borno State. Official report put the death toll at about 30, while many others were injured. Lawmaker representing the affected community comes with a motion of urgent national importance on the sad incident. He wants the House to investigate the matter and for government to do more in safeguarding the lives and property of the people.
Suicide bombers, after identifying their faces, it was discovered that they were recruited, they were drugged, they were brainwashed, and they were imported to come to Goza.
Another motion on the cholera epidemic comes from Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda. He urges for improved enlightenment and sensitization of the people as he tasks government at all levels to prioritize access to potable water.
There is an urgent need for quick action or intervention by the federal and respective state governments to curb the disease from further spread across the country.
In another motion, the House resolved to conduct a detailed probe into the alleged misuse of government interventions and agricultural funding outside the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security by government bodies.
And still on Tuesday, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, at the Nigerian Air Force Safety Board meeting in Abuja, said accidents don't just happen, but rather they are the outcome of a sequence of events and actions.
It's the opening of a meeting of the Nigerian Air Force Safety Board in Abuja. The Chief of the Air Staff is emphatic that safety must not be compromised.
I enjoin you all to put in your utmost best to ensure that we do not compromise safety in all aspects of our operations. As members of this Safety Review Board, it is vital that we thoroughly examine all the safety issues arising from this meeting and come up with objective and innovative ideas that will enhance safety in the Nigerian Air Force. While we all know that safety is a collective responsibility, this board is primarily accountable for safety administration in the Nigerian Air Force.
The meeting comes barely 24 hours after an unmanned aerial vehicle or drone incident in Kaduna State, prompting investigations.
Accidents do not just happen, but they are as a result of a sequence of events, most of them starting from deliberate decisions we make.
Reports have shown that since 2015, the country has experienced 15 military aircraft incidents, resulting in the loss of at least 15 aircraft.
Well, residents of Lagos on Wednesday woke up to a rainy day that disrupted the economic activities of the commercial city. The rain left many commuters stranded as major roads experienced flash floods. Residents of Lagos woke up to a rainy Wednesday as torrential rainfall overwhelmed parts of the city, leading to significant disruptions. Floodwaters made roads impassable and submerged entire communities, leaving many struggling to reach their destinations.
Around that Ikorodu area called Berigbe, there was an area called Berigbe Mowonla. In fact, those people, they are suffering. Some keke were falling inside the water, injuring themselves, wetting the uniform of the students. So the flood was just so much there, and it's because of the bad road. Let's assume the road was constructed.
The Lagos state government is working to clear drainage paths and is appealing to residents to dispose of waste properly.
For the past 9 months, Mr. Governor and his deputy had ensured that with the ramping up capacity, resilient infrastructures were put in place. Areas that were known to be perpetually flooded, we worked on them earlier than this, and that's on the Lekki corridor. And we also ensured we took the hard stance that people that built on the canal or connectors parts, those infractions were removed on time. And then we have to appeal to our people not to be badly behaved. Why must you throw your debts into the drainage system in front of your house? It goes to clog it somewhere.
With rising sea levels due to global warming causing climate crisis in coastal cities like Lagos, activists emphasize the urgent need for action.
Citizens to start seeing those little things that contribute to climate change as something that can affect our upcoming generation, by trying to make sure that we reuse our plastics, by trying to make sure that we plant more trees, by also trying to make sure that we clean our surroundings so that all the earth-related issues will not be able to affect us and affect our neighbor.
And that same day came the news of confiscation of another large cache of arms, including drones and military equipment at the Murtala Mohammed Airport Command in Lagos State by the Nigeria Customs Service just 2 days after the seizure of arms and ammunition at the Onne port in Port Harcourt.
According to Customs Controller General Adewale Adeniyi, enhanced intelligence and collaborative efforts led to this latest interception. The illicit shipment originating from Turkey is part of a concerning trend of increased import of arms, ammunition, drugs and other prohibited items across Nigeria.
It was established that 4 packages inside this consignment were used to conceal 55 pieces of unassembled Joseph Magnum Tomahawk semi-automatic shotgun. Also on display today are some military and paramilitary accoutrements improperly imported without end-user certificates.
Questions are arising about the involvement of a cartel behind these illegal activities. The Customs Controller General emphasized that the surge in arms smuggling is particularly alarming amidst Nigeria's current security challenges and rising criminal activities.
One suspect is currently in our custody in connection with this importation and is assisting with ongoing investigations to uncover the perpetrators of this very heinous crime.
Comptroller Michael Awe and officers of the Murtala Mohammed Airport Command were commended for their role in intercepting the illegal shipment.
And still in the week under review, the political tussle at the Rivers State House of Assembly dominated headlines on Thursday. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja nullified the expulsion of Martin Amewule and 25 others from the State Assembly by a Rivers State High Court.
Section 272, subsection 3 of the Constitution gives the Federal High Court powers to determine whether the seat of a National Assembly member has become vacant. The Federal High Court has exclusive jurisdiction to determine if the seats have become vacant. The express mention of the Federal High Court in Section 272, subsection 3 of the Constitution automatically exclude all state high courts from having the jurisdiction. The ex parte order, having been made without jurisdiction, is null and void. Justice Jimmy Bada held that no urgency warranted the ex parte order being granted by the Rivers State High Court. The trial court ought to have listened to both parties before coming to a decision which was prejudicial to the appellants.
To the President's Cabinet, particularly the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, for what he's doing in the FCT, giving Mr. President the support that Mr. President deserves to continue to put this country on the path of fast development. So we thank the FCT Minister for what he's doing in supporting Mr. President and for what he's doing for the peace of Rivers State by being the political leader of Rivers State.
And on Friday, United Kingdom's Labour Party swept to power after winning the country's general election, crossing the 326-seat threshold for a working majority in the House of Commons. Prime Minister Keir Starmer at the victory rally told supporters that change begins now, and he pledged to start a period of national renewal in the UK. Rishi Sunak, the former Prime Minister, said he takes responsibility for the loss of the Conservative Party.
You voted for it, and now it has arrived. Change begins now.
To all the Conservative candidates and campaigners who worked tirelessly, but without success, I'm sorry that we could not deliver what your efforts deserved. It pains me to think how many good colleagues who contributed so much to their communities and our country will now no longer sit in the House of Commons. I thank them.
And finally, on Friday, the factional Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Victor Okojombo, said his group would move to the Supreme Court to challenge the judgment of the Court of Appeal, a judgment on the controversial defection of Martin Amewule and other lawmakers. Mr. Jumbo believed the court erred to have held that the State High Court lacked jurisdiction to entertain the suit, seeking to declare the lawmaker's seat vacant.